Alright, welcome back, family. Today we're going to talk about the effects of food dyes on water quality. So I start by filling up a few jars with water, and then I go ahead and I add some various types of food coloring that I got from the grocery store. And the reason why we're doing this experiment is because oftentimes people talk about additives and what it does to our bodies and our children's bodies. And I really wanted to take a look at what these additives might be doing to our internal organs and the health of our skin, the pH balance, any odors that people may be experiencing, and how all that may be tied to water. So as you take a look at this experiment here, we're really going to dive deep to see what these different additives, and this is just coloring. We're not talking about different chemicals that changes our cellular makeup, but these are just colors. So we're going to take a look and see what that really does to the body based on what it does to flowers. So go ahead, put the food dye in, and now we're going to go ahead and start to cut up some of our flowers. If you took a look at my page, then you saw a short that I made about different flowers and how we should cut them to make sure that they last long. You start by removing the leaves, that way they don't decay or wither or mold or cause the water to get really gunky. And then you want to make sure that you cut the stem of your plant at an angle. By doing this, you ensure that the nutrients get soaked up versus the plant trying to heal itself from a blunt cut and then it's not taking in water. So by cutting at an angle, you allow the plant to take in as much water as possible, and the more water that this plant takes in, the more we'll be able to see the effects of the food dye. So I am not like the 100% most conscientious person when it comes to the things that I put in my body. I do try to eat healthy. I do use the Yuka app and a couple other things to, check the additives and whatnot. But I think this experiment is really monumental to give insight into, what we experience. So if you look at the red dye, you can see on the petals of the white flowers, you can see how it's already started to change colors. And over time, like this sat for about 4 hours, but over time, the longer it sits, the more color that the flower was able to absorb. So just imagine you not detoxing, you not properly eliminating waste from your body through sweat, going number 2 and things like that. All of these different things are built up and it's changing your skin. You might have breakouts, you may have more oily skin than normal. Your hair and your scalp may seem itchier. You may have some odor or different things that are starting to manifest because of what you're putting into your body, whether it be soda pop or sugary treats or anything else like hot Takis or whatever it is you young folks eat nowadays. But it's extremely important to be mindful of how often are you eliminating waste from your body, because I think it's inevitable at this point that we're going to consume waste. It's just about how we're eliminating that waste. Are we getting enough exercise? Are we drinking enough fluids that don't have additives? For example, water with electrolytes or water in general. Or are we just drinking coffee, we just drinking pop, we just drinking juice or whatever our heart's desire. So you want to make sure that you don't turn out to be like these flowers and just have all of this additive and all of this dye pouring out of your pores, but instead you're fueling the temple that God gave you with something that is nourishing you, something that, say for instance, you do have acne, or you do have oily skin, or you do have a little bit of odor here and there. Now that you know that your body does consume these things, maybe you can be intentional about putting a little something extra in there to kind of balance your pH out a little bit, make your body less acidic and get a little bit more neutral and aligned with how you were created in the very beginning. So I think this was a really cool experiment. I think it's really pretty to see the dyed flowers, but at the end of the day, also think about the amount of waste that we are putting into the environment. Whether, we just fried some chicken and we decide to go pour the oil out in the backyard behind a bush, like our grandma taught us, not knocking grandmas, but now that we know better, we do better. So, just a couple things to think of. And it's really interesting because it looks like the blue dyes really took a lot more than any of the other dyes. So there are, of course, stronger additives and whatnot, but this is why a lot of people go dye free in some of the different foods that they offer their young ones, because stuff like this. So again, I thank you so much for watching. Now that you know better, I presume you shall do better. But as always, have grace with yourself and the world around you. You're not perfect. You're not going to get it every single time. But as you continue to make continuous effort, like a drop of water on a rock, over time, you will make a dent. So again, thank you for watching. God bless you. God loves you. Bye-bye.